Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel. The classic segment, the longest running series on this channel where I get into heated debates with myself and have arguments with my camera about things that piss me the hell off, topics that usually range from mildly upsetting to very, very aggravating, I have covered everything on this segment, and today I'm actually going to be readdressing a topic that I touched on a few years ago, back when my channel was a little different. So consider this an official live action remake of that. I'm even wearing the same shirt, which is normal with these remakes. And now I'm not in the greatest moods today, because there was a power outage yesterday, so I could give you guys double uploads on Sundays like I normally do, So there's a possibility that this video is going to be premiering directly after, on the same day as my last one, which was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's goals. So it's on a Monday, so I will very likely be recording, editing, and uploading this video all on the same day. So you guys are going to be getting a double video on Monday. But anyway, so I'm going to be covering the very wide range topic of vegetarianism and why I cannot seem to support it no matter what. I cannot ever be a vegetarian, and I have a very strong negative opinion about vegetarians in general and vegans. But here's the thing, guys, let me just explain. I'm pretty sure you know what vegetarianism is. It's the practice of abstaining from eating meat, whether it's red meat or poultry, seafood, insects, pretty much anything that derives flesh from an animal. People usually adopt a vegetarian lifestyle for different reasons. Usually it's just because of animal rights. They want to advocate for that, so they don't want to eat any kinds of meat at all, anything that comes from an animal. But sometimes it could be for religious beliefs or something cultural or even political, economical, aesthetic, or it could just be a personal reason. People might just feel better not eating meat, or maybe the taste doesn't really satisfy them, But basically, you are completely. Why is everybody in São Paulo calling me today? Stop, decline. So basically, it's a practice where you completely cut out meat from your life, Now, the thing is that I am a very big meat eater. I consider myself a carnivore, and I have been eating meat since I was a kid, And while I do understand why people take to vegetarianism, I personally could never do it myself, but I understand that sometimes it could be because just I've gotten used to the taste of meat, and it just seems like there's no reason for me to change this in my lifestyle right now, People who take on the challenge, of vegetarianism, usually you're either born with it or you adopt it later on in your life. And I have heard stories of people who have tried to become vegetarian, but then, in the matter of like a few days or weeks or barely even a month, they go back to eating meat because they just can't, I don't know how vegetarianism is outside of this country here, but here in Brazil, it's really expensive to be a vegetarian, because the food that you would need to eat, is actually more expensive than just maintaining a regular, high carb diet with meat and stuff, So it's very tough for you to be vegetarian here, even more so a vegan, But of course, a vegan is a whole different topic, and I'm not even sure I'm going to cover that on this video because it's going to get way too big, way too long rather. I'm talking about my videos if it's like a size, like big and small video, big video. Now, there are different categories, let's say, of vegetarianism. There are different diets that you can undertake as an actual vegetarian, But all of them, what they all have in common is, of course, they all abstain from having meat, within the mix there. So basically, how some of them work is this. There is the ovo-lacto-vegetarian, which is a diet that, cuts off all meat, but it can include both eggs and dairy products, So that's pretty normal. But there's also the ovo-vegetarian, which is the diet that includes eggs, but not any dairy products, like milk, for example, or butter, because they come from, cows come from milk. Milk comes from cows, for example, which is really annoying to have this kind of diet, because I drink a lot of milk. I could not imagine being this. But there is also a lacto-vegetarian, which is the diet that includes dairy products, but not eggs, which come from chickens, That's really funny. So you can drink milk, which comes from the cow, but you're not going to eat eggs that comes from the chicken. I don't really understand what the logic is. But of course, Those are just a few examples. There is also, for example, there's veganism, raw veganism, fruitarianism, Buddhist vegetarianism, you know, anything else related to religion, you know. The strictest, the strictest of them all is the vegan, you know, because these are the people who pretty much they exclude all animal products completely, you know, including eggs and dairy. However, it could also extend to using anything derived from the animals, you know. But I understand that vegans, you know, they pretty much, the reasons for vegetarianism and veganism to exist is because people don't want to consume any byproducts related to animal slaughter, you know, because I do know that many animals are killed very, very brutally. They are essentially tortured and then killed for us to have our meat, you know. So I can understand the reason for you to become a vegetarian in the first place, you know. But as you will find out a little bit later in the video, you're going to understand why I hate these people so much. But anyway, so there is also something that I can say here, you know, maintaining a vegan or rather just a vegetarian diet can be very, very challenging, you know, not just because of the expenses, but also because I'm reading directly from the source here, I'm not making this up. Avoidance of animal products might actually support health and ethnical concerns. However, dietary supplements might actually be needed to prevent nutritional deficiency if all of the products are shown, you know, especially for vitamin B12, which we do need. It is essential for us, you know. So I've actually always been curious as to how people who don't eat meat get protein and fiber, you know, because they also don't eat fish. So I never understood why, but I'm not a nutritionist, you know. It's obviously possible because there are many very healthy vegetarians and vegans, but I just think it's really strange. But anyway, so packaged and processed foods actually might contain minor qualities of animal ingredients, and some vegetarians do scrutinize the use of these products, you know, these labels for using these ingredients, but some of them don't object to consuming them, and others might not even be aware that they exist, you know. So there is a chance that a vegetarian is consuming something that has any kind of derivation from an animal and they don't even know it, you know. Either they're just ignorant or they just kind of pretend not to know, you know. I gotta stop saying you know in my videos. Holy crap, I just can't though. It's a habit. It just rolls off the tongue. But usually, you know, I think in large part, vegetarians observe their diet and their lifestyle because they think about the animals, you know. But the thing is that a single person observing vegetarianism and not eating animals is not going to save animals in general, you know. Because animals, like, I know that this is going to come off as very, maybe a little harsh, but in general, many animals were created to be consumed by us, you know. And if you really stop to think about it, vegetarianism doesn't really make sense. It's more of a belief than an actual logical way of life, you know. It's not exactly based in logic or, you know, common sense, you know. It's more like a religious belief to me. Something that I have observed a lot in my years of being, well, you know, alive, you know, and dealing with vegetarians and other kinds of people who, you know, have this thought that animals, like, shouldn't be eaten, you know. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been trying to open my mind more and more lately and trying to respect people's opinions, you know, but it's becoming more and more difficult when nobody seems to respect my opinions, you know. Like, it's not that I have anything against vegetarians or vegans, you know, I just think that they are really, really annoying. Because, like, it's the same thing with feminists, you know, but that is a can of worms that I opened in another video some time ago, a very long time ago. This one, I'm not going to get into that in this one here, but it seems that, at least in my personal experience, the vast majority of vegetarians and vegans don't seem to respect people who don't follow their lifestyle, you know. It's like an extremist cult or something. Like, if you don't feel the need to consume animals, that's fine, but you have absolutely zero right to criticize and judge and heckle people who think differently than you know, who have the opposite lifestyle, who like to eat meat. I love eating meat and I will never stop, you know. I am against the torture of animals. If I could, I would completely abolish slaughterhouses and make it so the animals die in a very painless way, you know, for us to eat the meat. Or even better, if scientists ever discover a way to artificially fabricate meat in a laboratory with the same or even a similar taste to the real meat, you know, that we have from animals, I would eat that very happily for the rest of my life, you know. I just can't give it up completely. I can't stop eating meat because I've just been doing it for so many years and I love the taste of it, you know. And something that never makes me feel guilty is that my ancestors, you know, our ancestors way back in the day. You could take it all the way back to biblical times, depending on your religious beliefs, you know, where animals were literally sent to the people, not just as sacrifices, but as food, you know, livestock, these animals that were raised like cows and bulls and pigs and birds, you know, they were all used and raised up for food, you know. And as the years went by, you know, if you believe in the Big Bang, the evolution thing with cavemen and all of that, okay, well, the ancient people did also hunt and kill animals to eat, you know. Humans have been killing and eating animals ever since we have been on this planet, man, you know. So I don't feel guilty at all still doing it today. I'm not the one who kills these animals, so I'm okay eating them. Of course, if I had to pick up a hatchet and kill a little baby pig to eat the sausages, yes, that would really weigh on my conscience, but the thing is that I am against how the animals are killed. I've said this at least maybe 3 times in the video now, but there's no other way to do it right now, okay? Like, I do not support slaughterhouses, and I don't support how they sometimes literally torture these animals and leave them in the dark, you know, for their entire lives so we can kill them. I'm against this. Let me make it clear, I am against this, but I still love eating meat, okay? If you don't, that's fine. I don't care, but the only way that you're going to get me to respect your lifestyle decision is if you respect mine as well, you know. You can't want me to respect you being a vegetarian if you don't respect that I am not a vegetarian, you know. That's just how it works, man. If you keep berating me for eating animals and this and that, I'm going to berate you for not eating them, you know, for being an idiot. Because honestly, a lot of vegetarians are dumbasses if you think about it, because them not eating meat is not going to make an impact in the world, man, you know. Because I do believe that there are many more people who are not vegetarians and vegans than those who actually are in the world, you know. 7 billion people out there, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority consume meat, even on a daily basis, okay? So what you are doing is you're pretty much rebelling without a cause here, you know? If it's your lifestyle, then observe it, okay? Be happy with it, but stop trying to impose it on other people. That is basically the main message of this video here, you know? And now, again, going back to my own personal thing, you know, I feel like meat is actually very healthy for you, you know? And the thing is that there are animals who kill other animals in the wild for the exact same reason, you know? Like, animals kill animals every single day to eat their meat, so why can't humans do it, you know? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, a lion can completely slaughter and tear apart a gazelle, and then the other ones are gonna come and eat chunks of it, and you'll completely leave it just there as a rotting skeleton. Then the hyenas come and eat the bones, you know? This is what happens in nature. Animals can do it, but we can't? What exactly is the logic there, you know? How is it that you're okay with an animal completely butchering a gazelle in real life, but we can't kill a pig or a bull or a cow to eat the meat, you know? Even if it's in a completely humane way where the animal doesn't suffer, why are you vegetarians so insufferable with this? Just in case I haven't made it clear already in this video, I do love animals, okay? I adore nature and everything having to do with the animal kingdom, you know? But it's just, it depends on the animal, because I do love them, but there are some that in my head, I look at them and immediately the word livestock comes up, you know? That's just how it is, man. Like cows and pigs and chickens, you know? I do like seafood, I like sushi, Japanese food, you know? And there are certain kinds of vegetarians that are so insufferable, it's not even funny, man. Like, you literally can't have a conversation with them without them berating you in some way, you know? Sometimes it's subtle, but it's there. It's still there, you know? And there was this one girl who I met some time ago. I believe she was either a vegetarian or a vegan, you know, but whichever one she was very, very extremist, you know, because she wouldn't even eat something that had contact with animal meat, you know. Like, for example, if you gave her a plate of food and there was a piece of meat on it, even if you removed the meat, she would still not eat anything on that plate because it came into contact with an animal part, you know. That is so stupid, man. That is so dumb. I mean, if you don't want to eat the meat, that's fine, but just because the meat touched something else, you're not gonna eat that? I mean, come on, give me a break, man. Grow the hell up, people. I mean, if you go through life being so extreme in your beliefs, you are going to go crazy down the line, you know? I'm actually surprised that there aren't more, you know, psychopaths who are vegans or vegetarians, you know? Maybe they're even, because there are some psychopaths and serial killers who are so crazy that they're actually cannibals, you know. We have, for example, I don't know if Ed Gein we've ever seen him eating, but Jeffrey Dahmer was a known cannibal, you know. So it's really crazy how some of these people are, because in my head, vegetarians and vegans are even crazier than serial killers, you know, because they just, if you don't know how to respect somebody else's opinion, you're already pretty mad to me, you know. But this specific category just irks me down to the bone, and I think I've pretty much said all I can about it, you know. I've given a lot of very unpopular opinions in this video here, you know. I gotta save some for another one, maybe when I talk about animal abuses and that kind of thing, you know. But I am not a vegetarian and never will be, okay? I'm going to continue to eat meat. I don't care if it comes from an actual animal or a laboratory, you know, and I don't care about your opinion, you know. If you want to disrespect my opinion, feel free to, but if you want a battle, here's a war, you know, to quote Matt Tuck from Bullet for My Valentine. But anyway, that's it, guys, okay? I'm gonna wrap it up here because it's getting way too long already for a concept vlog, and I'm gonna get going. So hopefully you agree with me, and if you don't, let's keep the comments PG down there so YouTube doesn't flag them, you know, for inappropriate behavior, because some of you guys really don't know how to talk to other people online. And that's it. If you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell so you can know exactly what time I upload. God, I'm in such a bad mood today. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.